Joining me today. This video is about narcissistic personality disorder and a very pervasive trait these people have, and it's grandiosity. So I'm going to get into what grandiosity is, what it does to us, people around us, why people are grandiose. I make these videos not for people with these disorders, for the people who have been victimized by people with these disorders. And I know that's you guys watching, most of you. And we all want to watch these videos to learn how to identify toxicity in people, to be careful. We may be hypervigilant right now. But this is something very important to look for. Very, very important. People that are grandiose. And whatever the person's mental illness that you were with, whether it was family, friends, someone you dated, children, grandiosity is probably in some element of that in all those people, not exclusive to NPD. But what's important to realize is the equality necessary in forming and maintaining relationships with people. Racist people, highly racist people, will have major difficulties forming and maintaining relationships. When there's relationships that aren't equal, because not equal causes shame. And we could start doing this by paying for everything right off the bat. Well, we're not equal. You're not just being nice, you're saying I'm not equal to you. Or maybe you're not equal to me. Maybe you can't pay. You don't have the ability. Do you see this? It goes both ways. So this video is about why narcissists lack empathy. And it's grandiosity. Okay? So why do some people not have empathy? Easy answer is never developed it. Never developed it. We develop this, becoming people, humans, and as adults. The example, I can support that and show you guys, and I've used this example before, but I think it's a good one. If you've ever known someone who is a bully or mean, lacking empathy in high school, bullies lack empathy. People that pick on others. But maybe you see them again after high school in your 20s, and they seem to be okay or nice. And that's real. That really happens. That person never finished developing empathy maybe until after high school. We develop our personalities as we enter adulthood. Our brains keep going 25, 26 years old. So some people don't develop empathy in childhood. I'll get into that. Grandiosity is developed as a result of parenting. The narcissist develops grandiosity two different ways. And this is the argument between covert and overt narcissists and how are they formed. This is why professionals can't agree on one single way or cause or reason. Like you look at borderline, they say trauma. What causes narcissistic people to develop that disorder? I think there's two basic ways. And it's about grandiosity. So one could be shamed, punished, and neglected so badly, they use it as overcompensating. The second one is taught to value grandiosity. You're number one. You're the best. And that's when the parents love them internalized. Grandiosity separates ourselves from others. And that's not what we are. We're social animals. We gravitate to what is familiar in others. If you're a black 25-year-old female and I drop you into a village, unknown, different country, that you will start looking for other females and then black people and maybe people around 25 years old. And then maybe same religious beliefs, same, this, that. Do you see that? How do you do that when you're number one? Right? It's like being the president of a company, right? Hanging out with the person who just entered the company at entry-level position. It just doesn't happen, does it? Wouldn't make sense. Start losing respect for the president, right? Maybe. I think that'd be pretty cool. but it won't work in the company. If grandiosity is high, we lack connection with others. Troubles forming and maintaining relationships. Narcissists become obsessed with their own grandiosity. They'll even fantasize. Narcissists are enamored by their own image. You look at Narcissus, the Greco-Roman character, the story about Narcissus, staring at their own reflection till they fall in. Children obsessed with their own body, their own face in the mirror. You ever seen that? Anybody have children? You've seen them? All day. They say a child can't see past their own fingers and toes. This is my world. Little narcissists. Grandiosity is the quality of seeming impressive or important in an artificial or deliberately pompous way. Pretentious. There's even 3 major diagnostic traits for narcissistic personality disorder in the DSM. Out of 9, 3 of them are about grandiosity. First one is a grandiose self-importance, inflated ego. Next is believes they are special and unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other special or high-status people. Good luck. Number 3, preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, ideal love. Fantasies of grandeur, splendor, and impressiveness in appearance or style, rank, or social status. Unrealistic sense of superiority. Better than other people in appearance or style. Some common behaviors associated with grandiosity is being judgmental, boasting about yourself. They need me. My company would be screwed without me. No, everyone's replaceable. Plans, future plans that are grandiose. I'll be famous someday. Can't be just, I want to be successful and make a living making music. Oh no, I have to be, number 1. Awards, famous, rich. Believes they're unstoppable. Controlling conversations, manipulative, inflated, or fragile ego. So tough until you say one little thing and it's, oh! Insecure, delusional. Above the rules. I don't need anyone. Lacking empathy. Not aware of how your behaviors affect others. Never accountable. Overestimating the self, underestimating others. I did so much for you. Huh? Is that triggering? Does that ring a bell, at least? Right? You have a small, even, minute relationship with somebody, and you do tons of stuff for them, and they've done like a couple of nice things for you, and they just think that is just above and beyond, omnipotent, godlike. The whole universe would appreciate this. And you're like, well, it wasn't that really much, but I'm not keeping tabs or scores. It's all good. What about everything I did for you? Nothing. I'm too great. I don't need you, what you did for me anyway. Huh? Dehumanization. Objectifying you. Financially, sexually, emotionally. Grandiosity on its own is not a mental illness, but may be a trait of mental illness, such as in bipolar. Most common, bipolar, narcissistic personality disorder. Bipolar would be their mania. Narcissistic personality disorder, believing they're special, unique. Borderline personality disorder. A lot of you people sit there and try and diagnose someone you know. And very most common with the personality disorders is you think of someone with borderline has narcissistic, or I see they have both. They have both. No, borderlines are just can be very grandiose. It's a trait. Very many overlapping traits in all 10 personality disorders, as in many other psychological disorders. But borderlines are very known to be idealizing. To idealize and devalue a human being is grandiose. Yeah? You're the most amazing person in the world. Well, why do you believe that that person belongs in your life? Huh? Then all of a sudden they devalue you. Well, you're devaluing the most amazing person on the planet? Where does that put you? Reactive attachment disorder. From withdrawing, difficulty bonding. And delusional disorder. I'm famous. I've literally heard people try to claim they're famous when nobody knows them. I can show you an example. I have special powers. I'm a huge, huge empath. You have empathy. Oh, you have so much more than everyone else? I'm on a special mission. Narcissists believe that people are better or worse than everyone else. I use dogs as analogies. Dogs have pecking orders. You have alpha and betas and different ones. Right? But narcissists believe this. This is so common, you're going to find narcissists that are racist and sexist, bigots and stuff like that. They just hide it, right? They know it's not socially acceptable. One of the only few things they're socially aware of, but don't always hide it. Narcissists believe they're better and worse than everyone else, and this constantly changes and fluctuates. Imagine being like that. You can't relate to people. You can't connect with people. You can't bond with people. The fact is that pride will ruin every relationship, period. Something to watch for. I'm not saying it's bad to have some pride in your work, your self-care, artwork. Just be careful and identify this in other people. Check yourself and check others. Because when you decide to allow someone into your life that's very grandiose, that can cause a ton of shame eventually. And a ton of stress. Most of us need emotional connection. Many other needs. Security. That you can't have that with somebody who believes they're much better than you. Or you're just much worse than them. Let me know what you guys think of what I said. And add more about grandiosity and the lack of empathy that narcissists have. Please. Love to hear your own examples. They're always great. Thank you. Ask questions, please. If you like this video, share, subscribe, like. Okay. Thanks, guys. Love yourself first. Bye-bye.